Yo, here we are, back again at the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time, I got this cool bottle thanks to Inspector Hosonaga, and I don't know exactly how it relates to the matter at hand, but call it detective intuition. But I don't think they would have given us a piece of evidence that would not then be immediately useful to the prior testimony. So, I'm just gonna throw this bottle out here, like...
Yes!
Yes, indeed. What is this? This bottle of water? Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison. Watson's poison. Poison? On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? Good question. Order! 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 And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor, able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could have possibly done it. Giselle Brett! It was you! Though, like, I mean, can we really prove that? Because I'm pretty sure they didn't have forensics in the late 1800s that could test for poison. Especially if it's been, been a few days.
Objection!
This is outrageous! To suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence! You little rookie imbecile! Have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we've only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty?
Objection!
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. What? The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth. Kerg. Ahem. If I may. Oh, shit. Damn. She got her own special text bubble. Yikes. It is you who should be silent. Of course. The lady. Where did that come from? She just snapped. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies. I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring? I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector. And whether it contained poison or not. Of course. You did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time. Bro, you said that like 5 times now. I don't believe it! Yeah, I mean, I guess they had to have, wait, did they have forensic testing back then? I mean, I guess. Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents. And what did you find, Inspector? I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. We can find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No! Damn you, science! I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you. But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours. Meanwhile, I'm just, here having a bad time, TBH. I was so sure. This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Thank you, Counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution have asserted, a shot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit. I'm done for. The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett. Oh no. I'm just glad the matter is resolved. Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present the court at this point? Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more. Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. Well, shit.
Hold it!
Oh, hi, it's you. Please, wait. What is the meaning of this? Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Mikotoba? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. To be continued? Goddamn, how fucking... Boy. Well, now I wish I had gone a little bit longer in the last episode, since we kind of came upon this. Oh well. And how many parts is one trial gonna have? Like, it's just the first case. 22nd of November, 1:14 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom? Ha! A judicial assistant, and a woman no less. The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify. Yes, I fully understand. I only ask for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. Ha! You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded. 5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more. But, Your Excellency... I am most grateful. And how wide is this bench that we can fit all three of us? Jeez. Who exactly are you, TBH? I'm sorry. There's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? A report about something, written in English. It's Giselle Brett's research. Gah. The Englishwoman's? After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Ilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and, borrowed this paper. Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. Oh, well no, of course not. Special characteristics of curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Curare? What's that? I never heard that word before. Man. I wish I could... Yeah, I can't really do female voices that well. Or at all. Then again, some might say I can't do any kind of voice that well. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom. There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful! Thank you! Giselle's report has been entered into the court record. Goodbye then, and good luck. Well hey, you really saved my bacon. You've had long enough, counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. I ask the prosecution and the defense now, one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but... The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our very last chance. Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence. Let's look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett? Yes, Your Excellency. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer. It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to politely decline. Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat that as an order. I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense. My apologies, dear lady. So, counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention? I'm pretty sure it's my university collar pin. I mean, realistically, it has to be this thing. Otherwise, what was the fucking point? But let's check it out. Wait, sorry. A report detailing an unknown poison that she's been researching during her time at Yuma University. A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Effects: instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. Route of entry: the above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full-body paralysis must be found first, or patients would die of suffocation. I mean, yeah, I guess it's... Yeah, it's a really good anesthetic, but also it kills you, so we're gonna have to, like, figure out a solution about that. I mean, really, if you think about it, like, death really is probably a pretty powerful anesthetic. I mean, you're not gonna feel pain, anyway. But yeah, let's, throw this report in her face.
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Zelbrett, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at UMI University, doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence perhaps, into a deadly poison. What? Poison? Where are you going with this, Counsel? A toxin known as Curare, Your Honor, or Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection!
What? What complete and utter nonsense? Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it. You wouldn't have done. What do you mean? I mean that you wouldn't have heard of Curare before, for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist. Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify Curare. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. What? Yeah, fuck him up. Fuck him up there, Hodo. Order! 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 Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, Curare has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. Huh. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists. To lace their arrows? But there wasn't a bow and arrow at the crime scene. The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Objection!
Trumpery! These aspersions are utter trumpery! To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would have surely noticed. That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that, either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain. According to this, however, it's the other way around. What do you mean, the other way around? The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used. Explain yourself, Counsel. The moment that this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible! Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed. I mean, if he was still, slumped over in his chair, I'm pretty sure people would have noticed, you know? But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. Respiration? In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. No breathing, don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move. That's hideous! To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. Before the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly Curare poison. I guess if you were leaning back against the chair and your muscles collapsed or whatever, then you'd just kind of be laying back in the chair. You wouldn't just like fall over specifically. And you're suggesting that this bottle, Council, actually contains this terrifying poison. This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense. Ahem, if I may. All these facts. You think you're so... Oh, okay, fine. We'll shut the fuck up then. I'll just fucking... I'll keep my goddamn mouth shut, because clearly I'm a fucking idiot. Oh. It is you who must be taught. Of course. Dear lady! So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it? What? You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime. That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree? Enough of this! I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is it's breaking the rules! Ha ha ha! What's so funny? Dick butt. Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett. May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? Well, yeah, I don't see, why not? What are you gonna do with that bottle? You gonna break it against my head? Oh. Oh, I see. Don't get too... Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. Well, you're not very nice, lady. You're kind of mean. Okay? That's not very nice. Sorry. To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and these foolish courtroom antics. It's laughable, really. Ugh. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers. Wait! What are you doing? No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Damn. That's not very cool. She just drank poison, except it wasn't poison, because she's not dead. Goodness. Whatever's the matter? You all look quite stunned. So, no curare, huh? The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying? You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. Uh-oh. The music's getting kind of intense again. Not sure how I feel about that. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely in this grand venue. Most kind. Grr. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett. I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries. Yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given. Well, fuck a duck. Am I right, Ryunosuke? This doesn't make sense! There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? Yeah, bro, if that was me, even if the water wasn't poisoned, I still would have been, like, fucking convulsing, because carbonated water is disgusting. How do you just drink that shit, man? I don't understand it. I know, it's horrible. Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have killed her for dead. Come on, Ryunosuke. We have all the clues now. That bottle of water... I don't know, maybe the bottles were swapped out, you know? Let's see what happens. As I thought, there is no poison in that bottle. What? Why, Ryunosuke? Isn't it obvious? If there were poison in there, she'd be dead by now. Sometimes your unadulterated naivety really astounds me. But sometimes it's in need of a good staining. Until it's as dark as your uniform in the ways of the world. Oh, is that what this color is supposed to represent? That was a guileless ending to a promising line of inquiry, Counsel. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I guess not. This whole fucking trial is poisoned. This whole fucking system is poisoned. God damn. Okay, well, clearly there was poison in there. The culprit did put curare poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. You're serious? Fool! Are you blind? There is no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw Miss Brett drinking the water from it. That's right. Which rather complicates your argument, I think. And I believe that complication can be explained. How exactly? I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the courtroom somewhere. It has to be. Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed? Okay, let's double check the poison report. The above-mentioned effects occur when poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Huh. Well, I guess just ingesting it, it's not really a problem. But if there's a wound, that's when you get a problem. So, yes. Yeah, that sounds about right. The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report. That's not a valid explanation. No? After all, we don't speak English. That report is utter gibberish. This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency. I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest. I'm just reading Susanoo-san's notes. I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You will direct us to the pertinent section, Counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle? Wait, what? Let me double check. Oh, it's just special characteristics. Okay. I didn't quite note that part. We've been hearing a lot about this Curare poison. And it's left me curious about something. Oh, Counsel? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. So we've been led to believe, yes? And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. Get to the point, please. But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey that the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. Good gracious, Counsel! No, that would be madness. But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see. That makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When Curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poison effects whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew Curare's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. You meddling little... Oh, rapscallion! Well, Ryunosuke, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer?
Objection!
Oh, all this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure, but I fail to see how oh, okay, fine. So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with, some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Schoolboyish? I mean, I am a schoolboy, but you don't just have to spell it out like that. Flaw? As even your brain has managed to deduce, Curare is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus. Succus. More like sussus, am I right? Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they? So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it. Would he? Oh. I mean... Yeah, that's a good point. Ah! That's... right! Good gracious! That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no? Order! Order in court! Order! The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest? Yes, This Curare poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. Ha! That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you can understand something as simple as that. Damn, don't unleash your goose at me. Or is that a swan? That's probably a swan. Oh, we're getting serious now. What? Black and white. What is this? Welling up inside me. I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. What, are you gonna fucking, like, cut her up and eat her? Minosuke?
Objection!
Yeah, get him. Oh, shit. Literally everyone in court's like, holy shit, he actually objected and didn't just slap his desk. I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett. How dare you use that tone with me? You know very well that there's no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Ugh. Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence. As we now know, this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the Curare? Oh, I fucking know. I fucking know. That motherfucker had a tooth removed. And that's like a wound. A tooth wound is a wound all the same. So if he drank the water, the poison would enter his thing through the wound, and then he'd fucking die. That's how we do it. That's how we fucking do it. Get fucked. Take this report card. Yeah, fuck him up. Sorry. Sorry, I skipped one. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. Fatal difference, you say? The toxic effects of Curare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Damn, that's like... I mean, I know he was missing a tooth, but like, imagine if you had like an open sore, or like, even like a small little like cut in your mouth, or a cavity. If you were at a cavity, you'd probably be fucked, presumably. Inside. Yes, like the wound you might have. If you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, just, you know, as a hypothetical example. Oh, God! Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. Ah! So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this. Is she laughing? I mean, I don't think it's that funny. I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are all so puerile. What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. Wait, what are you doing? What's going on here? You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. No! I mean, it could just slip. Damn. Oh dear. How careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. Inspector Hosonaga, what the fuck, man? I mean, I know you probably were caught off guard, but still. No! Yeah, exactly. What is it? What just happened? It's an Englishwoman. She just smashed that bottle. Well, more of a drop, really, but, you know. Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible at once. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. How could you? You won't get away with this. You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle, or not. You... And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? Oh, of course! You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady. That's right. And really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection!
No! You killed the victim that day, using Curare. And then, in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Ba-bang. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor and his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime. What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. Ugh. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly! And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Ugh. This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? Damn, they keep fucking turning it around on me. We're about to turn around on them. We had her. But now, is she really gonna get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene. Ryunosuke. Yeah? We've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What? I mean, sorry, what? What do you mean? We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So, if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. In my head? You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend upon. Well, yeah, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this one was a foreigner with her fucking swan on her head. So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. Ugh. What I saw, what I felt, every color. Oh, wait, what? Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of this same scene in my head, could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? I mean, are we gonna compare and contrast? Did the photo really not pick up on that? I guess there has to be a clue, otherwise we're fucking done. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. Haha, you always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then, let's wipe the smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence. Yeah, alright, let's do it. Fuck her up. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is... I mean, I guess it has to be this, right? Like, clearly that's the only thing that exists.
Take that!
Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Yeah? What is it? Ugh, he's still miles away. Probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day.
Objection!
Oh. Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Well, yeah. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies that the plate was between the victim and the shooter, which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor, as you were. Giselle Brett. I beg your pardon? In English? This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is this court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing? Damn, everyone's getting fucking sound clips, apparently. This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate, in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it, now! Uh-oh. I mean, that's good for us, but still. Inspector! The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir! Sorry for the delay. Here's what you ordered. The steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't! Quickly, Inspector! The blood, man! Show the fucking court, dude! Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. Well, I don't see no blood. Although, hey, that's a bull. It's like a longhorn is like the shape of the burn mark. I thought it was like a... I was looking at it the other way. But yeah, truly like a longhorn bull branding thing. Anyway, no. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's... Impossible! I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Ag! Tisk! I couldn't agree more in the case of this disgrace to the Empire. I believe we may have finally reached a conclusion in this trial. Well, let's hope so. Let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is simply painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. Ha! This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking excuse wishes to examine it again, be my guest. The plate of steak has been entered into the court record. Was the plate I saw, or thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? This is it now. I've lost. Ryunosuke, it's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? That bloodstain was supposed to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? Well, let's take a look at it. Oh, shit! Huh? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. And the hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. No, I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time today that there's been talk of a Hoei Koban. I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion and bouillon. And I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means... Well, clearly, this ain't the victim's steak. Because there was the whole thing with the two guys before. And the coin that went missing. So this has to be the other guy's steak. Your Excellency, please, wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth. The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court to what you are alluding. Where precisely on this plate of beefsteak is this new clue to be found? Well, it's the steak itself, of course.
Got it!
Wait, what? What? Wait, what? No, the fucking coin under the steak. Bro, it's the fucking... it's the steak, man. Like, no, like, look under the steak. Yeah, exactly. Oh. Oh. Huh? What the? What? Okay, wait. I already saw this long line of dialogue before. The hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. No, I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, oh wait, yeah. You say it was a Hoei Koban? Yes, okay, yeah, we saw this line already. I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion and bouillon. That's still a good line. Okay, so yeah, it's the, it's this. Yeah, there we go. Let's see, what's Good gracious, that's... a Koban? What on earth? A Hoei era one at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? Okay, damn. What a ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what that is, but I want no part of it. I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat. That could have simply been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction. Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Counsel? A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now. Bro, don't just steal Kazuma's lines. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway. Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of that Koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is... And look at all these fucking people for just like the first case of the game. Well, anyway, this is as good a place as any to stop. We're running a bit long, and it's still kind of a cliffhanger, right? So yeah, next episode we will present exactly who it belongs to. Hint, hint, it's that guy. Until then.